What's up, everybody? It's Gino coming at you to break down UFC 289 Aldana versus Nunes. Before I get started, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm coming out with new content. I'm giving you free picks that are making money every single week. And I'm also helping you get ready for DraftKings. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Also, leave me a comment of your favorite fight. So, first fight. We're going to go Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana. Let's not overthink this. Nunes is the lady GOAT. I could see if she came out against Pena and looked terrible. No, she dominated her. And what I love is she's trying to bait her into fight her again because she's going to. My call is she beats her pillar to post one more time just to solidify to everybody she's the greatest of all time, and then goes off into the sunset with her family. But as far as this fight relates, I see her finishing her, and I see her finishing her. The under 2.5 is plus 105, so I think in round 3 she could get the finish. Wear her down a little bit. She's got her beat in every area. But my thing is, this sport you never know. So I'm going to make sure I'm investing in Aldana at field weight or at 20%. So I'm going to have 20% of my lineups with Aldana, and then 80% of my lineups with Nunes. But this fight is all in. This is the fight. This is the I can't wait for this fight. I really think that Charles Oliveira gets back on track here. I think we're forgetting how good he had gotten. It's just amazing how a person can lose, and then we go back to thinking like they were, because he did used to have that reputation of being a quitter. But like Joe Rogan said, then he had his daughter and he changed. And he lost to Islam Makhachev, who people are already comparing to Khabib. So let's just cut him a break. Do we think Beneil Dariush is at that level? We don't know. He is very good. But my only thing I'm saying is plus 105 Charles Oliveira at $8,200. Yes, give me all of that. He scored 113, 94, 109, and 91 in his last 4 wins. He doesn't have much takedown ability, but he can get it done once it gets on the ground. So I like Oliveira, but here's my thing. I'm heavy on both fighters. You look at Dariush. Dariush can put your lights out. He has had his chin cracked, but he can put your lights out too. I think this is going to be a great fight, but I'm going Oliveira. Next, we have Mike Malott versus Adam Fugit. We're going to go Fugit. I'm all in on the fight. I think both guys will score well. Both guys can get finishes. The last loss Malott had, or his only loss, was against Dawadu in 2014. He's fighting a guy in Fugit who scored 126 in his round 1 win over Kinoshita. He can accumulate a lot of volume with the wrestling and 4 takedowns in the round 1 finish over Kinoshita at plus 170. I think he's the value, but I think the fight's great, which is why I'm going all in, leaning towards Fugit. Okay, Dan Ige versus Nate the Train Landwehr. I think Landwehr has been rolling, and I think he continues to roll here. You'll notice I got a lot of dogs I like. Landwehr has scored 102, 104, and 91. Now, he's a bit of a wild man. He could put himself in bad situations, but he's fighting a guy in Ige who's 2-4 in his last 6, but he's fought quality guys. Evloev lost, Sung Jung lost, Emmett lost. All I'm saying is minus 230 for that guy is a little too much. He scored 100, 125, 74, and 58 in his last 4 wins. His takedown defense is suspect. He gave up 9 versus Evloev. And again, he's 9,100. I do think either guy will score well, but I'm going to go Landwehr. I think Landwehr has been rolling. He's 4-1 in his last 5, and he has just been on a roll as of recent. Marc-Andre Barriault versus Eric Anders. I'm going Barriault. I think Barriault, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. He scored 119, 101, 80, and 132. He's fighting a guy in Anders who scored 118, 81, 55, and 105. So both guys can score well. I think this fight's very close, so I'm going to make sure I have ownership to both guys. One thing to note, Eric Anders does bring that possible takedown upside and wrestling upside. Chris Curtis versus Imavov. I am going to go Imavov. Chris Curtis, I think he's just wearing himself out, fighting too much. They were talking about that on Dogger Pass podcast, and I think he sits in the pocket and bangs. This guy, Imavov, he reminds me a lot of Hermanson in that he can keep range and just stick. And I see that is what's happening here. Jasmine Judavicius versus Miranda Maverick. Not much to talk about. It's women's MMA. Get a little bit of ownership on Judavicius, but we're going to elevate Maverick. I think she's a stud. I think she has the volume. I think she has the power. I think she can get it done in any way, but I do see her voluming her way to a great decision win here. Next, we have Sahabi versus Orichi Lang. I'm going Sahabi. Field ownership on both. You got a 2-2 over his last 4, Sahabi. You got a 2-2 over his last 4, Orichi Lang. No volume wrestling for Zahabi. Then you have Arishioang, who could get a good score of wrestling and striking. So he's pretty well-rounded, but I just don't see him winning. It's Arishioang's 5th fight in the UFC. Haven't really seen a bunch to say that he's really great up to this point. So I like Zahabi, but I'm going to make sure I'm on the field ownership for both guys. Blake Builder versus Kyle Nelson. I don't think Kyle Nelson's very good. I think Blake Builder's got the submission, KO, TKO upside. He's showed high volume in his win against Shea Young. He has 2 submission attempts in his win over Morgan. He goes for it. I think he's very good. He's 8-0, and I think he comes here against the Nelson. When they're unknown versus somebody we know is not good, why not just go with the unknown? So that's kind of where I'm at with Builder. He's been rolling in the other cards in lower promotions. Dvorak, Urseg, we're going to go dog or pass. Now, I usually don't do this at 6,800, but he's plus 150 at $6,800. He's unknown, okay, but he's been rolling through people. You watch his film, he looks pretty good. Almost all round 1 finishes, so it'll be interesting. And he has the submission ability. He's fighting a guy who doesn't have much volume. He's priced really high for his ceiling. In Dvorak, I don't see him scoring well even with a win. He is the favorite, so there's a good chance he does win. But I do think Urseg pulls off the upset here, and if he does, he will score well. Next, we have Belbita versus Oliveira. We're going Oliveira, and we are fading the fight because the volume stinks. All right, guys. Hey, I got it done in under 7 minutes. Make sure you get onto the DFS Army. We will get you ready so quick. You hardly have to do any work. You can wait till 15 minutes before the fight. Log onto the cheat sheets. You'll get the score. Go on to the website. It's on my description. Use the promo code DFLGina for 10% off site-wide, and we'll help you get right. Hey, guys, I appreciate all your help, and let's look forward to making this money next week or tomorrow.